It's 11:03 EST, and it's time for Mike and me. It's great to be back in the saddle and see you, Mike. I'm looking forward to batting the ball around. It is baseball season, and I'm sorry about the Knicks.
And that's listen. They compared what I saw what happened to the Pacers. They had no chance anyway.
Yeah,
But it would have been nice to get there just as the benchmark.
yeah,
But you don't know if the window's going to close. But next,
yeah. And
now we look.
look, I grew up a Cubs fan, so you
Oh,
know
it's
what
okay.
you know what I'm used to. So, and a Bears fan. Oh my God, it's
What are you
been
talking about? I'm a Mets and a Knicks fan.
yeah. So
So better add them up together. They're in the
perfect
same division.
trader. We're masochists. Okay, so
Never
anyway, I
knows.
just want to update our viewers on a couple of things. Last was about a week and a half ago. I put out a sell over 86 in euro pound. You have to stop in our room because I had a take profit partials, take partials here. It's trying to hold this major support level. May correct this bounce, but it's tested it quite a few times. I'm expecting a breakdown eventually, but you
Right.
never you never go broke taking profits. And you know what? Write this down, and let's use an acronym for the kind of philosophy I have in trading. It's P, you
Sure.
probe, P, take partials, and then P, protect. So it's P, you probe, you take partials. After partials, you protect with break-even stops, or you could give it a little tolerance.
Does
So,
that does
huh?
that does that also pertain in the video on your screen up another 5%?
Uh, yeah.
Let
I
me ask.
wasn't short. I wasn't short, but I wasn't long. I know
No,
you
no,
were
no.
long. I know
Oh,
you
I
were
had
long.
listen. No, nobody has as much as they should. Let's be honest.
Yeah, when you're right, you never have enough on, and
When
when
you're
you're wrong,
wrong,
you too much on.
I'm getting around that surely by more and more rules implementing by me. Where after almost 30 years, I digress.
Yeah,
Uh, Without rules, there's chaos, and that's one of them. I wouldn't short that; those days are behind me. But
yeah. That's a lot of people. It's a lost art gaps,
they're all,
and
coach. They're all tripping over each other for the same stock.
yeah. So gaps have different meanings. This looks like a breakaway gap, and this looks like a runaway gap. So
Gonna
here's what I'll teach you. What happens after both the breakaway, which was here, and a runaway, which was here, is an exhaustion gap. So I'd be looking for an exhaustion gap. That the third gap will most likely be exhaustion. That's your sign
okay.
to go to the door. Okay, it could still go to 1200 first,
Oh,
but
right, right, right.
I'd that's how you know what kind of gap you're dealing with, because people think, oh, any gap it's going to be filled, but certain gaps say not for a while, buddy, and not till you're broke. So know what kind of gap you're dealing with. Um, I just wanted so you're updated on EG. You still hold part of it. Should have BE stops. Now here's a dollar. When I left you Thursday, we had that little pullback from 480. Hold on. Right here, went to 480 and pulled back. You had about 40 pips. And then on Thursday, when I did the show, Mike was busy trading. I said I wouldn't be surprised to see another trip up towards 105 while I was gone. 105.11. So if you're a seller there, either 480 or here, in the room, I also recommended taking partials plus 65. And the reason is this is an important channel line. You guys know I'm not a big channel guy, but look at that uptrend. So, I believe the trend lines have a destiny to be broken. So, but we could get a pop first. We could even try, you know, 105.70 and
No, I
still
hear you.
be bad and
I
still
hear you.
be bad. So I'm not buying dollars. I'm looking for places to, sell dollar strength. So if we get that, I'd sell it, but protect yourself here, take partial profits, get out of the way if you want to give it some room, maybe at, 520 or so. Here we go. Here's 540 on the 4 hour. But, protect yourself in case we get one more run to take out stops here. I don't think we're going to take out the 106.40. We can't, or the bear case kind of goes away. And just
Coach,
something else. Go ahead.
when you were off, if I'm sorry,
That's all right.
if what was the first trade that you were looking to do from afar that you were
From
interested in when from the vacation from the outs? Well, obviously,
okay.
what
Well,
was the first thing that you because that what'd you have your eye on first thing?
I was staring at. I know you think it's silly. A lot of people do, but I was looking at that full moon over the harbor.
That's fine. You're answering my
Okay,
question. I want the truth.
and that was Tuesday, Wednesday, and viewers will probably know that I look for reversals into full moons. I've never back tested it, but you could do it. I've seen it happen quite frequently, and we had a pretty good reversal in this. Okay, I think and the market also reversed, but this was on the full moon right here. So, there's a chance gold can make a run for a three. Um,
Well,
Silver may make a new.
I'm not here to placate, but if there was something that was probably, if you believe in that, it was probably commodities or gold. I'm not going to lie.
Okay,
So, it's
so
not like it's not like consumer staples would be big in a full moon. So I get it.
yeah, so I think we're going to see at least 22 and a half in
All right.
gold,
There's the
and
target.
in silver, even if it makes a new high to 33, I think in the weeks ahead we'll have a 27 and a half buy zone. So,
Oh, man, would that be awesome?
that's the way I'm looking at it. And then I'm looking to short the yen sometime this week, but over 158, because I'm still a believer, even though they're bouncing back too, like the dollar, and I'm talking about yields. The 10-year, I'm thinking could trade up to maybe
Oh,
460. And you know what? I if I was a TLT bull and we just rallied to where I was looking for it to break out, I thought it was going to break out. It hasn't broken out. It stalled. So, but I still lean towards not new lows in TLT, but a break to buy and then a breakout. So I'm
is
looking
that
for a
so,
little,
Coach? Really?
yeah, yeah, I think we'll get a breakout in TLT.
Huh?
So I'd be buying this dip, I'd be selling the rally in the 10 years, just like I'd be selling dollar strength, because I'm looking for lower yields and a lower dollar, um, that I think initially is going to help the stock market make new highs. A lot of people have numbers at 54 to 56. Of course, we know the Super Bowls, Dave, 71 and 61 for who was it that I had on? Very good guess.
Do you
Gosh,
know what
it's
the
slipping my mind, but he's looking for 61.
the funny thing? Dave Hunter is as when he started calling this from earlier,
Yeah,
as many of the as many as the Bulls have been had lower targets and the Bears have been pretty bearish.
yeah,
He's been actually the most right of everybody.
yeah,
Net, considering where he could go and where he was at the time,
yeah,
compared to how everybody else kind of underperformed on their calls.
yeah.
It's a fact. This is what it is.
Henrik Zeberg is
Right, right,
the
right.
guy. 6,100 he's been, and him and Dave have a little argument going on
That's fine. It's a good one.
about plagiarism.
Well, you know
So
what? Both the arguments are here on TradeGate Hub to watch. That's the
yeah,
most important thing.
they're great interviews. It looks like Nat Gas is pulling back a little bit here, and it's probably a break to buy. And I'll update the grains on Friday.
Oh,
Wheat is
that's a
still acting
screaming
okay.
buy.
What?
Natural gas.
Natural gas, yeah.
Oh,
But there's one thing that bothers me about the market, and it's the Dow, because S&Ps and Nasdaq made new highs here. Dow didn't.
Coach.
Okay, and Dow has if the S&Ps rally to 5,400, make new highs, and I think they can, and the Dow cannot make a new high, there's a message in it. So
Touche.
go ahead.
I have a caveat to that, and if you would change screens, that would be wonderful.
Oh, you want? Okay, I'll
If you're
turn.
done.
I think that's. Oh, one other thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I was bearish Amazon. Now I'm looking for one more high for a 3. That's what I'd like to see, and maybe I'll do something about it. But I think we're going to get 3 drive in Amazon. Here's 1, here's 2, and so I'm looking for new highs over 190 something in Amazon.
And by the
For
way, that's been your most
that was a weak sister, and really,
well, that was your I would say proverbially your best hedge for a while until
yeah.
which was the last to proverbially
Well,
roll over.
well, till today, it's been going down in a strong tape. So that's why I'm negative it. And if the tape can carry it to new highs as we melt up,
Right.
to me, that's a shorting opportunity.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking at as
I got
far as stocks are concerned.
okay.
All right. So here's a screen,
I had to
bro.
let Tony Pistachio out. I apologize. All right.
And hey, Mike, well, one thing I read about is that, and I saw your video
Uh-huh.
of you and Tony out for a walk,
Yeah.
and you had to cut it short. You were all over that eBay trade before even the Jesus feed was on it.
I was
So
actually.
nice call,
Appreciate that,
nice
coach. And it
trade.
was also noted by the rest of the team. You know what? It was a macro play. I know that I'm an active manager and I have a lot of leverage or leeway, thank God. But, getting back to what's going to be basic, the heart of TGH going forward is, more macro stocks. It's an international room. Unless you're very
Yeah.
advanced, and please email me or speak whatever, we can talk further. So eBay was something that everybody is familiar with. Coach, a couple of things that I want to get back is I didn't change it yet, your opinion upon the Dow. Am I on my screen?
Not yet.
Hold on. Uh Share screen. Let's go to Jesus. Okay.
Okay.
And I wanted to bring this up, which was very important if I didn't. I think it was posted before the open. So bear with me because it's very, very, very relevant, as it's going to probably uh, put me in a quandary of what I should do here. Fear and greed. All right, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Is it greedy? Is everybody greedy that they're not in Nevada? They're long Nvidia?
Sure.
Neutral. I don't know. If you're long oils, you're in trouble. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oils looks.
So do your own thing. We'll
Crappy.
go through all these flows later, Coach. I know you're dying to ask a couple of things because I know you got a fast eye arm.
I noticed some puts being bought in B of A. Yeah, I
That's
looked
fair.
at the banks. They look like they could be a little vulnerable.
Oh, come on, bear with
They've
me.
had a hell of a run since last year.
I got this far. I'm usually cutting my losses. Here it is. All right, Coach. Let's go to this. Hedge funds net exposure to mega cap rose to fresh following highs along Nvidia. So goes Nvidia, so goes the mega, in my opinion. That's what it says, right?
Yeah.
Okay. To the highest level on record. All right, Nvidia. Okay, let's go to this, which is the antithesis, Coach. Every U.S. cyclical sector was net sold this week. Hedge funds, they're the last in, have net sold U.S. industrials for 11 straight sessions. The recent net selling in industrials is the largest over 2-week period in 10 years.
So
They're
how do you view that? As go with it or contrarian?
contrarian. They're allowed.
Okay. Well, that's the headline of the title of this video. And I heard someone or read some research that some of the leadership besides NVIDIA, it's getting all the press, but you've had huge runs in utilities and staples, and a lot of defensive sectors have been doing pretty well the last couple of weeks. Is there a message in that?
You know what? I would say this. I would normally, you know, my answer. I'll leave that to the professionals.
What,
You would
it's
know better than
proper
that. No, you would know better than that.
rotation?
Right?
Is
You
that
would know that.
is it proper rotation to be going into defensive sectors in the market?
I don't know, Coach. It's even bifurcated to that thing. There's FCX. Well, I mean, that's been every. It looks like CCJ. Every time they gave you a dip to buy, they're going higher.
Yeah. Okay.
SMR was a stock I came in long this morning. Let's look at Coca-Cola. Are they short Coca-Cola? That's an industrial, if you will. Are they short Procter and Gamble? I don't know. Hold on. For example, I don't know. Are they short Caterpillar?
I'd be.
I don't know. You're
Uh,
interested. What are they short? Apple?
yeah.
That's an induced
No,
stock. I don't think so.
I don't think so,
You
Apple.
consider that a mega? I don't. I would consider more. By the way, I know you would agree. More probably an industrial than mega. I don't know. Would you believe that?
Yeah, I think it's going to like 2.25.
Yeah. All right. Enough said. All right, but there was, you know, what? We're playing stocks, Coach. All right.
Yeah.
You know? Hold on. Let's get back. Let's go to the videotape. Crocs leading the way for retailers. There's the chart on Crocs. Best of breed in the shoe outlet store. BJ's wholesaling, cheap, or if you will, bulk shopping, consumer discretionary. There's the chart on BJ Wholesale. Let's look at First Solar, the best solar stock out there. Parabolic, Coach. This is First Solar, going back weekly, going back monthly. This is monthly, going back to 2008 on the best solar stock they're out. Okay, noted. So
So was that on earnings spike?
yeah, everything.
All right.
Everything combined. Best of breed being under, you know, then of course the tan follow through. There's the solar sector. That's got a way to go. There's the 200-day. That's going to probably knock, as we would probably both agree, not to put words in your mouth, but we're decent technicians. That's going to knock the First Solar is going to come back in, knock people out of the 200-day. That's going to regroup it and fly again.
And
Next.
this one will take out the stops over 55.
That's correct. First Solar will do a little bit of resting and then they'll go to stocks, which by the way, fact, please go to the YouTube channel. EMPH is the second best of breedage, which is catching up right now. Then you might go to Run, the worst of breed, which is taking calls. So they even go to the reversion, the mean the reversion in the sector.
Okay.
There's
All
Run
right.
taking money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Um,
Baba, what happened to Baba? Who died on everybody? There it is. Is that consolidating for a pop up at the 200-day after still taking calls? JD taking calls still, but it doesn't look like it. I mean, it's been taking calls for a week and a half, JD. God forbid they're wrong. The calls will unwind even further. I don't know what's going on there, but it's taking calls. The hot stock right now taking calls, and I posted 19 times today, if not throughout the week, is HPE. Don't kill the messenger.
they're saying that Chinese stocks are still very underowned, even after this recent rally.
That's fair. I mean,
People, I know you owned them, but I'm just saying sentiment in the market is still a lot of avoid
well,
China.
and that's, you know what, I think that has more to do with it is this. Maybe a stock like GME popped, or these other stocks like a Children's Place. Still, these other heavily shorted stocks are still active, which means there's speculation,
Yeah,
which means anything's possible still. You know what I mean?
which means the Fed's still too loose.
Oh, there's no, Coach. I have all time. Listen, this is a mix. I have tons of liquid. I have more. I have tons of the only thing. Well, one of the things I'm worried about predominantly in my mind right now is liquidity drying up because I'm coming in long to 70,000 AMC. You know what I mean? I'm coming in long, 30,000 share, 40, 50,000 shares of things. Liquidity dries up like it did the other day last Thursday. You should have been here. My God. Mara taking a ton of calls, by the way. MARA, ton of calls.
You know what? Look at Mara. You see the drive one in before March, drive two, and well, drive one
Oh, this is
2020.
beautiful. Right.
It's going for those highs for a 3.
Coach, it's taking calls to CLSK to look beautiful. And one of the
Yeah,
ultimate compliments, don't fade me,
going
is
to
that I wouldn't
25.
short it. I wouldn't short them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got a thick skin. I might see him same first trade. I mean, let him.
Hey, once we took out 5220, you have to let the market. There are fib extensions at 54 and 56 S&Ps. So I'm going to see what happens over the next few weeks. And there are some smart guys that are calling an Elliott formation at those levels in ending diagonal. Just want to make our viewers aware of that. Okay. GameStop. Yeah.
I mean, they had a chance to pull, I know it's a, it's a long, by the way, nice call, Mike. 3 day weekends are usually bullish. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to act like that arrogant. I'm just trying to put, it's everybody. I didn't make that up. But when all of a sudden I figured out, Mike Mesia, that 3 day weekends are bullish. I learned that over 30 years. I'm just trying to get into your head.
Okay.
LiDAR acting very well. That public, there you go. You want to see a stock? LiDAR trading so far, 20 million a day. It's a battery stock. It's hot. It's got it in it. It's already up. It went from 255. That's good for other batteries like the Tesla.
Double.
So there's ARM. ARM has been taking calls all last week. There's ARM, the other NVIDIA, if you will, ARM Holdings.
Yeah.
There it is. The
Very
one day
good.
up. There's it.
Yeah.
How about MU, guys? Guys, like I'm a talk show host, but MU. What's going to this as everything else was pulling back? This was still taking calls. I have it highlighted here.
I don't like the divergence there.
Coach, that's God. How could you? So if this RSI takes this out, which it did, and right now it's taking it. Let's even go to the weekly. I don't know, man. All right, I got noted. And opinions welcome, and it's appreciated.
Second drive. Second drive.
All
It's
right.
not a place I would put new money to work.
Well, that's okay. That's a different
I'm not
coach.
saying short it. I'm
Okay.
saying I
Well,
don't
I
like.
wouldn't buy. No, I wouldn't either. Which is, by the way, everybody thought this way on this one, which is why it's crowded and it's still going up. FCX taking calls. EMPH still taking calls. I'll show you my thing. This is the Jesus feed, the only thing I show publicly. EMPH still taking calls, been taking a ton of calls. And why shouldn't it? It's the second best of breed, the first solar. All the algos love it now. It's also short now. It's above all the moving averages. You can go to the blah, blah. That's what it is. FCX is still going into it. Why not?
Let's see JP Morgan and Goldman. That looks
NASDAQ
okay.
above 70,000,
Yeah.
17,000.
NASDAQ's the first one making new highs. All right.
There's
There's
JP
JPM.
Morgan.
All
There's
right.
Citibank.
Yeah.
Let's go to Bank of America. Great eye, by the way. It was as I was flying through the calls. Great
Yeah.
eye.
Well, it said bearish, so caught my eye.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah. I wouldn't
XLE
be.
calls.
I would not be long the financials here either. They've had their run. That looks good. Was that XLE?
Yes, it was. You know what? Look. Yeah, so I'll go back to XL. I'll give you the chart now since we're on charts. And I'd like your opinion because I can't read this chart as good as you did. To me, it's like a danger zone.
It looks like a bull flag, and you're wrong under 87.
Well, here's what I just saw.
It
And
looks
maybe
bullish. Bullish.
here's what I saw. First of all, crude guy went in for 1,000 XLE calls June. He might not be wrong in May, but if he likes in June, crude. There's the picture of crude. So
Yeah.
so we have a little way to go. So you know what?
Yeah.
Take a schnitzel and some crude. I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to buy. The coach will
Yeah.
probably answer best. Either buy the
Yeah.
commodity.
I saw WTI having a good day, or just buy the
All right.
XLE.
There
Buy
we go.
calls
And you
on
know what? If
XLE.
the fact that they're also going into this HPE, by the way, I told you about that one first. The fact that they're going into
You haven't seen call buying in XLE in a long time, have you?
no, I haven't. But they're
So
going
that
in.
also is notable.
And it should be, you know what? They should be taking, and Fizzler and energy, these the TANs, solar sector goes with energy too. It makes sense. They just all of a sudden they figured it out. I
There's
don't
going
know
to be a
what.
problem. There's going to be a problem with the Straits of Hormuz this summer. It's not over with Iran, especially since they lost their president. Who knows what happened? I'm just saying that things are not calming down in the Middle East. And if there's any kind of blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, I wouldn't be playing the short side of crude anymore. I know the fundamental argument, but to me, it's not worth the overnight risk. And that's all it would be is overnight and a $5 to $10 gap up on anything.
There's a specific trade. Thanks, coach.
Yeah. So anyway,
This
that's how I
DraftKings,
feel about oil. I'm bearish economically, because I'm looking for some weakness in the economy, but the geo risk outweighs it. So I'm not going to do it. Don't short crude.
geo risk, you think outweighs basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
It trumps a weak economy
No,
because
that's fair.
a supply shock is going to make them who's going to care about demand. It's going to take no demand to generate, parabolic prices. So just be careful with that. What's that? That's an ugly one.
DraftKings. Look at
Okay.
DraftKings. Okay. First of all, for those that are newer
That's
or that aren't
really
familiar with the
that
process, do me a
that's
favor.
really an ugly chart. That this thing I'd go all the way back to December at the low and do a fib retrace from the low that we had in December to the high that we recently had. And this whole rally was just, you know, not close to new highs with the rest of the market. Yeah, I'd be out of DraftKings. I'd be looking for short positions
Well,
here.
what I would implore
That
the
instead of betting on their platform, bet on our platform of it going lower.
well, there's a
You
difference.
probably have a
If
better shot with puts.
when you bet on DraftKings, you gamble. When
Yeah,
you're on TradeGATEHub or the live account of the demo, you're a risk manager, therefore you have an edge.
yeah.
HPE calls, HPE calls, HPE calls. For
What
those
is
of you that missed the
HPE?
DraftKings call, please go to our second best amenity, our YouTube channel, which is approaching 51 subscribers. Look at my Friday video when I talked about DraftKings. And
Okay.
also probably see, yeah, we're okay. There's David Hunter's video with Coach. 13,000 views, bravo. Still gaining more views.
Yeah, he's still pumping it on X.
Okay. And for those that, again, it was a 3-day weekend, always posting upgrades, downgrades. I posted yesterday was Memorial Day here in the United States. It didn't matter. There's no holiday in my mind for trading. I don't feel suffocated by it, nor should I, nor should anybody else. That's why we're here. But I was posting a little bit of the playbook. There's the economic reports always posted, catalyst for the week throughout the day. Throughout the week. Bank of America, a sell signal. Hedge funds built the largest long gold positions in 4 years. Don't kill the messenger. The biggest moves maybe come at the end, but that's not. That's a key. If some people sit down to a meal and use utensils, that to me, what hedge funds do is a fork or a spoon. A major sentiment situation for me.
Mike and Alexis curate a market newspaper every day with new news coming in every day. Forget, you don't need the Wall Street Journal.
Not even new news, relevant news. It's all
Yeah.
condensed. I take
So
everything from the best of everybody and put it to a relevant trading plan to waste everybody's time, which is the our sponsor TradeView Markets is number one moniker, if you will. Moniker is it's made for traders, made by traders for traders. In TradeGATEHub, it gets even more specific. No different.
Well, Mike, I'm glad to be back, and we have, I don't think it's going to be a dead zone summer with everything that's going on. I
Nothing's
think,
dead anymore, Coach. We have every financial instrument across the board with the lowest commissions and the tightest spreads and high level opinions upon dollar, gold, commodities. Everybody, we have a couple of new people who are posting here from Turkey, Peru, San Diego, New York City, Colombia. Alexis is in. You know what I mean? We're not going to stop. We shouldn't stop. And if you do stop, you're going to a gunfight with a knife. It is what it is. You got to do your homework.
so don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Let's see that Q chart again. All right, so we have a rising wedge. And what happens sometimes, if Dave is right, we'll accelerate through that red line and get a throw over, which I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. You know why? Because then I could have a signal. I'd let it do whatever it has to do above that red line, and then the next time back inside of it is your green light to go. So go ahead, Q's. Show me what you got. Give me a throw over. And yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Good to have you back. I got a
I
little
tell
step.
you,
I got a little step in my pep because you're back. Well, not rejuvenated. Listen again. Know what you're doing. Look at the Look at everything that's sexy this week. Costco, Creme, Dell,
yeah.
AI. Literally AI. The stock AI. That's what it says. ZS, best of breed. ANF. That thing needs no introduction. CGC, the cannabis stock that's been ripping. Alta. Oh my God.
Yeah.
there's definitely something to do this week. Get back to Coach's thing, something always to do. Coach, I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, it's okay. And I want to announce tomorrow, our guest is Francis Hunt, the market sniper at the market sniper. And Francis has been around for a while. He's been here on TradeGATEHub. He was all over the metals, and he's a very interesting, thoughtful voice in the financial world. So tune in for Francis tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. EST. And Mike, great to be back and exchanging ideas with you and helping the trading public not step on landmines.
That
Also,
was it.
oh yeah, one more thing. I think Bitcoin's topped. You want to give me the chart for just a minute? We'll
Yeah, I
wrap
would.
it with Bitcoin
I would because I saw
because
some.
I
By
know
the
you.
way, that was
I
that was a nice introduction you gave our guest there. I hope somebody would say that about me.
I say it all the time, bud.
No, I'm not saying. I just that was pretty professional.
All
Let's look
right.
at
Anyway,
Bitcoin.
I'm a professional anchor. All right. So
Coach.
unshare your screen for a minute so I could
No,
show Bitcoin
yeah.
because I know you trade the stocks related to Bitcoin.
Well, they're taking. I told you before that. Hold on. They're
They're taking calls.
they are. Mary, you said you liked it. Look good. I'm
Really?
off.
Okay. So then maybe I'm wrong about Bitcoin, but I just want to show it
Go ahead, Coach.
and let people know what I'm
No, I
thinking.
want to hear it too.
Here we go.
HPE, more calls.
Where is
I
it?
can lead you to the water. I can't force you to drink.
Okay, here it is.
10-year yield at the highs, the 2-year. I don't like why all these bonds, the yields are coming up. I don't like that all of a sudden on my feed.
Yeah, that'll. Yeah, I'm looking to fade that. All right, so here's Bitcoin. I'm viewing this as a potential failing rally at 72.
That's
So a
fair.
lot of people are saying it could break out. So I put out a sell in the room yesterday, maybe about well 1400 higher, and I'm wrong over 72. But I'm just viewing this as a potential failing rally. And we start taking out 64, there's a problem, and we could be at 53. But eventually, if this is a top, which probably doesn't bode well for, well, see, we have a little down week.
This
I
is what
think
I
we,
think.
I
Okay.
think we could see it under 45 grand in the next 5 months.
Well, I know you have you know that I have a shorter time opinion. I think that as the 3-day weekend starts to wane, and maybe Nevada holding up things right now, maybe pull back a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if there's profit taking. I'm not saying it's going to pull back to coaches wear, but I understand what I even understand from a shorter time frame. Although it's a
Yeah, Ethereum looks better. Bitcoin
well, Ethereum
looks
had
like,
news. Ethereum had a lot of news. They're
yeah,
finally
they're getting
getting
ETFs on it.
so
Yeah, they're going to have an ETF on us, Mike.
that'd be
And
fine.
you know what? I would buy it.
I have an ETF on us. It's called
All
the
right,
TradeView Fund. That's it.
all right, all right. So check it out with Mike, and that's gonna be a wrap for us today, everyone. We both hope that what we talk about here every day um, teaches you to be able to make independent decisions and not become dependent upon us or anyone else. And we're adding value to what you're trying to accomplish as a trader. I'll tell you, it's not easy. It's hard work. You have to live through adversity. And as I've said many times, if that scares you, find something else to do. Okay. If you're interested in learning, you know, we're not upselling you except, if you want to open an account with TradeView, there's, you're trading anywhere. Anyway, so we're not saying come
TradeView
in.
Markets is such a behemoth that we offer this free service. Opening live accounts, we're here because we're trying to make more of a difference in your life than mine. It's not going to make
Yeah.
a difference in if you open a couple accounts in my bottom line net. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
pitch that. Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to be on the same page. We're trying to do something we think is the best for traders all. It's built for traders by traders. That's all. If you don't like it, move on.
All right. So we'll see everyone tomorrow. Mike, you broadcasting tomorrow before the interview?
Yeah, you can look at the answer is that is yes. And considering what we got on earnings, I'm going to be pretty, more active. I'm going to be active, maybe more active. You know what, Coach? I don't know if it calls for it. I'll do it. Who knows?
Okay. here's the return line in
I'd also look what Europe, you know what? I see your bottom right there, coach. Look what, Europe is closing. Let's see what Europe closes after this 3-day weekend and everything. Is the DAX down 0.5%?
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying that, we're going to reverse, but, I don't know. Maybe people take
What
profits.
if it is going to top, it certainly is not going to top until next month. For the most part, we have book squaring and month-end flows this week.
Huge, huge. Bravo.
Okay. And pretty,
Plus, we still have rotation of best of breed stocks in individual sectors that, if the rotation, to be redundant, is proper, they'll take right back up. I
and
think if
maybe
the video goes down, they'll go back into BJ wholesaler then when things are cheap.
the inflation number on Friday will be benign, and yields could drop and the dollar start dropping again. So I'll have my weekly review on Friday. Francis tomorrow. Mike and I back here on Thursday. Good hunting this week, everyone. Good hunting, Mike.
Cheers. Be nimble, have a plan. When you have a plan, you can adjust.
Great to be back with you.
You too. Cheers. Thanks for putting the pep in my step again.
All
Let's
right,
fire
buddy.
them up this week.
All right. See you
Thanks.
guys.
Thanks, Alexis and team behind us.
See you in the room, guys.